Now, for more on this Memorial Day, we welcome Gili Meisler, the new Media and Communication Manager at the Parents Circle Families Forum, and he's speaking to us from Givatayim in Israel. Gili, thank you so much for your time on this Memorial Day. Now, you lost your brother Giora in the 1973 Yom Kippur War, so take us back, if you will, to what is known about that very difficult time. Giora had joined a tank battalion after the war began, but your family didn't hear anything for 2 weeks. What can you tell us?
We didn't hear anything for 2 years, not for 2 weeks. We didn't hear anything from him since the war started. We heard from him 2 days before the war started. He was supposed to come in at that weekend. And then he called us on Thursday, and that, in 73, Yom Kippur was in Friday and Saturday in that weekend. And he said that he's not able to come. And then the war started, and days passed, and we didn't hear anything until 3 weeks after that. One of his friends who came back after the war, after the ceasefire, and he asked his mother, did you hear anything about the other friends? And then she told him, about Giora, nobody heard. And then he said, how come? It's impossible. I met him. I met him in the middle of the war in October 15th. We talked for a few minutes. And since then, let's say the mystery of the disappearance of my brother began. Huge story. He considered to be the most famous MIA from that war. I will not get into too much details, but his friend was hypnotized for several times and insisted on his story. And then for a long time, the MIA unit started to investigate, try to see and check, but they didn't have any details. And then another mystery came out when his tank, at that time they already knew the number of the tank, and then it turned out that it's the only tank in all of the history of the IDF, in all the wars, that this tank, they don't know any details about what happened to it. So that's in very short paragraph about my brother Giora.
One can only imagine the anguish of having had him being missing in the very beginning, and then only in 1975 the IDF telling your family that he might in fact have died. Bring us up to what is going on with you right now in 2020. Your organization is holding ceremonies every year that includes Israelis and Palestinians. So talk us through what is happening online this year.
Well, we every year we try to make this ceremony, very special ceremony, from that we feel that it's the right way to do in this Memorial Day Eve. And this year, because of the corona, we couldn't meet physically. This ceremony started 15 years ago with 180 participants. And it grew until last year, 9,000. This year, the ceremony just ended now, finished now. Almost 200,000 viewers in all the platforms that we used, in YouTube, Facebook, websites, etc. From that point, I think it's a huge success. Very, very moving to be in such a huge community.
And very briefly, there has been much criticism in some circles, especially from Israelis who have lost loved ones to terror attacks by Palestinian militants and feel that this day, Memorial Day, is sacred for Israelis. How do you respond, and how have you and your family reached a point where you want this day to be including everybody who've lost loved ones?
First of all, let us understand that also we, the Parent Circle, have members who lost their dear ones in terror attacks. Yeah, we do get those responses and criticism, and the main reason is because people are simply refusing to understand that we are not encouraging terror, but just on the contrary. People who don't know what is really going on in the ceremony, we get like ridiculous responses that we are, lighting candles for terrorists and, such ridiculous things. And for those people, this, it's a very maybe holy evening, holy 24 hours. But, we are bereaved families, and we have the right. This is a private ceremony. It's not something that is sponsored by the government or any public institute or such. So, we are not doing that in spite. We are simply trying to say that the only way to stop this bloodshed and is by looking at the other side, remembering both sides, all sides. We are not only two sides, and all the cliches that there is no difference between our blood and their blood. But simply, it's very simple.
Thank you so much, Gili Meisler, the new Media and Communication Manager at the Parent Circle Families Forum, speaking to us from Givatayim in Israel. Thank you for your time.